So this is my backup video because the gameplay video is not fully rendered, and it's probably not going to be. It's going to be submitted late, so that's why I'm making this video. So where I volunteered at was the Crocker Hill Public Library. What I did was I helped organize and set up these stations there, and there were 4 stations. The first station was about making these little monster things with construction paper, some Play-Doh, and these the popsicle sticks. And that station was very individualized, so the children, they just show up, sit down, grab the materials they want, and they create, and whatever they create, they get to keep. So that was kind of neat. The second station that I helped in was the face painting, and it's basically pretty self-explanatory. They paint the faces of the children and also the parents that wanted to get their face painted along with their kids. And what was the third one? Was the essentially the same thing as the first one, but group oriented. But the thing is about the third station was that the kids had to sign up beforehand. I don't know how they signed up, probably on the website or something. And they were put into groups, and there was 9 groups that end up participating. And so each group had to create like a Halloween themed monster thing, like a zombie or a vampire, skeleton of that sort. I think I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oh well. And then, oh man. So yeah, they made they had to make these monster things, and I think the first group that they ended up making this zombie that was detachable. So one kid was holding the legs of the little zombie creature, and then another kid was holding the torso, the upper body, and the last kid was holding up the head of the torso. And they explained like what they made and how did they made it and why did they made it, or why did they made it. And then the second one was also a zombie, but their zombie thing was falling apart because I guess the Play-Doh hadn't fully dried or whatever, so they had a little bit of trouble presenting, showing off their little creation or whatever. But they ended up presenting the thing. It was kind of neat to say the least. And then the third one, I think they're trying to make like a spider, but again, all the groups that end up presenting, their little creations end up falling apart. And then one of them got sad that they're what was it? It was like a Frankenstein thing, because it had a stick coming out of his head to symbolize Frankenstein's monster. But other than that, so that one was the vampire thing, and so the fifth one was the fourth one was a spider. The fifth one was I think they make another zombie. There's a whole bunch of zombies there because I guess that's the only thing that it could make out of Play-Doh, or that they can kind of recognize as, or I think which one was it? The 8th one. They made this little blob out of Play-Doh, like literally, like imagine like a big old pile of mud, but made out of Play-Doh in different colors, and they had the eyeballs of that little creature, they're, I think, what were they made of? They're made out of sticks. Like they literally chopped up or cut the little sticks and they made a little eyeball thing. It's kind of creative. Not really, but you do what you can do with the materials that you have. And then afterwards, after they presented, they were judged by, I think, yeah, they're judged by the audience. So they all went up like in a single file line, and the announcers like, how about this one? And then the crowd either cheered or didn't, you know. And I think the spider one won for some reason. I don't know why, but the spider did win that competition. And as a reward for participating, for the participators, they got like a candy bag thing, and then the people that actually won, they received like a little ribbon, saying that, oh, we got first place. So that was the third station. And then the third one, and then the fourth station was like a reading thing. So the library staff, they were reading. What were they reading? They were reading. One of them was Red Riding Hood. I remember that because of, I don't know what. Oh yeah, because okay, so the staff there, they're dressed up as Halloween things, and one of them was the Red Riding Hood. The other one was a werewolf or like a wolf thing. And as they were reading the story, these two guys, or yeah, these two people, they were acting out what was happening in the story. And then at the time, I was helping out with the face painting, and I'm not a painter or anything, but I noticed, I was looking over, I was like, man, they're having so much fun, you know. But do what you gotta do. And then lastly, after everything was said and done, we did like a congratulatory thing, like, hey, thank you for coming for this event, and here's our sponsors or whatever, and I think, yeah, they served food at the end, for the people that were hungry, because the event was 5 hours long, and they had to kind of minimize, or kind of had to cut the event short because the library had to resume its library hours, so the event happened during the morning, and it kind of stretched to the afternoon around 1 o'clock. God dang, Max. It's my dog running. But as far as like my experience, I had like a good time. Oh, god dang it. I had a good time volunteering there because, as I mentioned before, I was helping organize and things. And then, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that for each station we had to like decorate it with Halloween stuff. So I had to cut out like these like spider webs and spiders and little zombies and bats. I had to tape it, or yeah, we used tape. I had to tape it alongside the tables, and we had like this overhang thing, and I attached some string and some cut out spiders on top of it. It was pretty nice. Not to toot my horn or anything, but it was nice. I felt kind of proud of that. And then I guess what related to me, or to this course, was like the family dynamics, I suppose. So like whenever the parents, and there's a fly, whenever the parents would come in and they will see what was happening, they kind of like felt at ease. And whenever the kid, or whoever, the little kids that they brought, they're like, oh, let's do this first, let's do that. So I kind of noticed, the parent child interactions as well as the parent teacher interactions. But in this case, the teachers were me, the volunteers, and the staff there that are working at the stations. And of course, being in the library, they were free to roam around and read the books as they please. And then the event that was taking place, was on the was the main thing, was at the center of the place. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Is it something I will do again? I don't know. Maybe in like whenever it's spring, or like a Valentine's thing, and that'll be fun if they end up doing something like that. At a different agency, of course. So yeah, I guess that is it. Bye.